Hello and welcome back to Dylan and Ross Save Sports. I'm here, as always, Dylan Sanders. You can find me on Twitter at Dilly Sanders. Joining me today, as always, is Ross Jackson, who you can find on Twitter at Ross Jackson Nola. How are you doing today, Ross?
Buddy, listen, I will tell you I am doing very well. I'm glad to be here with you. This is a special episode of Dylan and Ross Save Sports, and it's really kind of all about you today, man. How are you doing?
Listen, the Pelicans are in the lottery too, man.
I just have no, you know what I mean? It's whatever for me. My expectations are low, right? Because more than likely you're gonna end up with the 11th or 10th selection, and that's fine. You have actual stakes here.
Yes. So the Rockets have the best odds, tied for the best odds in the draft. They're gonna finish with either the first, second, third, or fourth. Or what would be the fifth pick in this draft. But for those that don't know, the Rockets have technically traded away this pick in a swap to where if it's top four protected. So if it lands on that fifth pick, the Rockets will then get the 18th pick, I believe, which is currently the Thunders. Or it's one of those teams. The Heat, maybe. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly which team it was, but they'll get that pick if they don't land in the top five. So this is going to be an excruciating wait to figure out, because if not, then this whole season, the worst record in the NBA was for nothing. They just don't get their pick.
We were kind of talking about this earlier, right? That there is some benefit to this system that is very anti-tanking to have the lottery, because A, you get another event like this, and then B, you have all of these other situations to where you're sort of protecting the integrity of the game in a way, I guess, because you could end up with that worst record, but then end up with the 18th selection, which of course, as you mentioned, has to do with a trade, but still, you could be in the outside of the top four regardless.
Yeah. So if it's not a top four pick, it's the 18th pick, which is a big drop off, a much bigger drop off than most teams have to deal with.
Right.
Most fans have to deal with. Ross, but how's your day? We didn't get a show. We didn't do a show today earlier. So Ross, how are you? How was your day? Let's just talk until this starts. Anybody, this is a special episode. Anybody who wants to, feel free to talk in the chat. We'll talk with anybody. We're having fun today.
Yeah, you want to come on for a little while? Just shoot us a DM. We'll see what we can do.
This is fun. Let's have a round table. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, shoot us a DM. We'll try and get. Maybe we can have some. We don't normally have guests. Let's make this an event. Let's have a guest or two on.
Yeah.
Just come through. Shoot us a DM.
And of course, you can follow Dylan on Twitter. Shoot him a DM at Dilly Sanders. You can follow me on Twitter at Ross Jackson Nola. So let's do Performance of the Day. Performance of the Day, once again, Carl Nassib, undefeated.
Okay, yeah. Well,
right? It's going to be Performance of the Week for us.
There's nothing has gone to top it yet.
Well, when it comes down to favorite thing from Twitter, do you have a favorite thing from Twitter today?
Ross, I've been trying to stay away. Honestly, just get away. But actually, I do. I have a crazy story from Twitter.
Dig it.
It's out of the world of baseball. This is. Let me try and find exactly the name. What do you go ahead with yours real quick, because I have to find mine, and I want to get the full details because this is a wild story.
Sure. So my favorite thing from Twitter today, I bookmarked it earlier. Let me go and grab it. But my favorite thing from Twitter today is really just so Tennessee got eliminated from the College World Series today after losing their game to Texas. And so with that, then now comes all the questions about what's going to happen with Coach Tony Vitello. Where is he going to stay with the Volunteers? Is he potentially going to go to a conference rival with the LSU Tigers? And so I have been, and I sent him a text message earlier to let him know that I'm watching very closely. T-Bob Hebert, our good friend from, he's got a fantastic radio show from ESPN Baton Rouge, Off the Bench, and he has done a great job pretty much since LSU and Tennessee were in their bout together, were in their series together, really just pissing off as many Tennessee Volunteers fans as he can. And so I shot him a text and I was like, I can't wait for Tony Vitello to eventually be the LSU Tigers head baseball coach, because that is going to be, it's going to be insane in his mentions. And like his Twitter is going to be hysterical. OTB is going to be great, but his Twitter page in particular, his Twitter feed in particular, is just going to be absolutely wild. So he already has been my performance of the day because he has already taken some shots and he's starting to set up what I think is going to be a long-standing solid saga if Coach Vitello ends up in Baton Rouge.
Win. We're doing a lot of speaking into existence over the next couple of days,
right.
Especially tonight. Let's speak it into existence. Let's speak Tony Vitello to LSU, and right now, Ross. Tonight, after the draft lottery selection, we have the Suns and Clippers game 2. Both Kawhi and Chris Paul still out. How do you feel? How are you feeling about that one?
I am looking forward to. Honestly, just to be 100% honest, I am looking forward to Devin Booker having another insane night. That's what I'm very much looking forward to here. Without Chris Paul, who they were hopeful that he would get back today, that didn't happen. So he's out. Kawhi Leonard, of course, is also out. So this is going to come down to that sort of secondary star, right? Devin Booker. I don't know if you can call it. Would you call Devin Booker the second star on this team behind Chris Paul? It's kind of hard to do, right? Like, I would clearly call Chris Paul the second star behind Kawhi Leonard for the Clippers. That's easy for me. But
Paul George.
Paul George, excuse me. Yeah. Sorry about that. So, yeah, but it's going to really come down to Paul George, Devin Booker, those two guys, whichever one carries, or potentially even DeAndre Ayton. We'll see if Terrence Mann continues to kind of ascend in all this. Like, I think it's going to be a lot of fun tonight, but I'm still taking the Suns.
My boy Evan Mobley, future Houston Rocket potentially. Evan Mobley is about to is on NBA Countdown right now, from the draft combine. Okay, Ross, I feel like we have to do it, but we'll save it. Before we do it, we'll do one final tankathon.
We have to.
We'll do one final tankathon.
We are 15 minutes out.
One final tankathon. Until before the draft. We'll do that coming up here soon and talk about it. But man, what are you excited for? What are you excited for tonight?
I mean, I'm just here. I'm kind of here for you, man. Like, I'm going to be honest. Like,
just so I'm not alone.
Yeah, I don't want you to be alone during this time. This is rough. It's either going to be elation for you 1 through 4, or it's going to be the pits, man. And you're going to end up at pick 18 there. So I'm most excited, hopefully, to see you excited with the results. But I'm excited too. I mean, like, I have a little bit of a horse in the game here with the New Orleans Pelicans, who
20% chance
are 20% chance to get into the top 4. So I'm all about them potentially getting there. But I think because my expectation is set up to believe that they will be 10th or 11th, then it bothers me less if that's where they end up, because that was the expectation.
I will say it's most likely going to be the 10.
Oh, yeah.
But for it to be the 11th, one of the 4 teams below y'all, which the highest team below the Pelicans has an 8% chance of getting into the top 4. So one of those teams would have to jump up and have a really big rise.
Yeah.
So it's draft lottery night. You know what? Ross, one thing that you can expect from me for a lot of sporting events is chaos. I love chaos.
Yes.
Tonight, I need no chaos. No chaos. I am anti-team chaos tonight. I need everything to go by the textbook. I want it to be the most boring draft lottery of all time. No team moves up. No team moves down. I'm fine with that.
I love it.
Because the second a team jumps up into the top 4 from outside of the top 4, I'm going to start to spiral. I'm going to start to go down.
So Alexis Johnson just tweeted something really, really, really important. If you don't know Alexis Johnson, I was going to say fantastic journalist, phenomenal journalist, DC correspondent for Vice News, formerly with Pittsburgh, the whole thing that happened there, but incredible journalist, and just tweeted something out, Dylan, that I think we need to talk about for just a moment. Alexis Johnson at Alexis J Reports just tweeted, "Pasta tastes better in a bowl than on a plate." Do you agree or disagree?
Ooh.
It's a good take.
That's interesting.
Like it's a take that makes you think, right? Like, think about it. When you're at home and you have pasta, what do you eat it in? Bowl or plate?
Probably a plate,
Probably
but
a plate.
I'm not fully convinced that's the best way to eat it.
I will tell you
Because-
hands down. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
It depends on the type of pasta.
Okay. Yep. Here we go.
Depends on the type of pasta, but I'd say the most sound way to eat it is definitely in a bowl, right?
It is the cleanest way to enjoy pasta,
Yeah.
I would say.
I will say if someone comes up to me with a plate and here's some spaghetti, I'm
You're not
throwing
gonna
it
be
at
away.
him. I'm hitting it. I'm hitting it out of their hands. I'm throwing it at him.
I definitely thought you were going to say, I'm definitely not going to turn it down. So let us know if you're watching. Bowl or plate, best way to enjoy pasta. I agree with Alexis here. It's a bowl. For me, pasta tastes better in a bowl. When I eat pasta at home, I put it in a bowl, regardless of what kind of pasta it is. When I go to like a restaurant, they try to bring it to me on a plate. I'm always a little irked by it. So there's that. Or it's like those plates that have kind of like the high sides that are trying to be bowls but are plates. Just be a bowl if you're going to do that. But anyway, at Dilly Sanders on Twitter, Dylan Sanders here, and Ross Jackson at Ross Jackson Nola here. Special edition of Dylan and Ross City Sports live here for the NBA Draft Lottery, which begins in almost 10 minutes, Dylan. Almost 10 minutes away from the beginning of the greatest night or the worst night of your life.
Other than the birth of my two magnificent children. I don't have any kids. That's the typical thing. Man, I'm not. I don't want it to happen, and I want it to be over. I want it to be over. I want to know. Why can't Shams just tweet it out right now?
Yeah, just like tweet out the draft order, Shams. What are you doing?
You coward.
Oh, lazy boy.
You're too busy worrying about politics now, you know? Can we talk about how Woj really Woj really got one over on Shams today?
Which one?
So Shams this morning tweeted out Chris Paul expected to join the U.S. Olympics team, and then Woj was like, actually, hold up one second, he's not. He's declining it. Because then he realized, James Harden is on the roster. I don't want to do that again.
Oh, wow.
I'm joking. That's not actually right, but it could, it could be. I also want to know, why is James Harden out there playing in the Olympic team if he couldn't walk 2 days ago? If he had one leg, he's on one leg. Come on now, James.
Oops.
I mean, I guess it'll heal in a month.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. There's enough time, right?
Do you think that Ben Simmons should have accepted the Olympic bid?
No.
Give people time to get over it.
He needs to like lay low for a little while.
I'm just saying it could have been good. It could have been good training. Or do you think his I ain't gonna be here. I ain't gonna be here. No, I don't know, man. I'm struggling. I want it to be over with.
Yeah.
I just want the draft. I want to know the draft order. I haven't had to think about the NBA draft lottery in a long time.
That's true. Yeah, the Rockets have been majority successful here recently.
Because of Mr. James Harden. What does it feel like? What man, I wish I was in your shoes. One second.
Yeah. Oh, Dylan getting a phone call to let him know who is going to be the number one overall selection in the NBA draft lottery. He's getting some sources right now. He's not actually getting sources. I'm joking. I want to talk and I want to like keep the dead air, but I'm worried that he can also hear me while trying to talk on the phone with somebody else, and that makes me feel rude at the same time.
All right, Shay. What do you have to say about the NBA draft lottery tonight, real quick, to all the people?
Rockets are about to drop out.
The phone cut off randomly.
Wow. I can attest. You're here on video. I did not see you physically hang up the phone. No. I did not see you put the phone back on the hook. That is not a thing that I saw.
That is the only way I know how to close a phone.
That's right. Oh man.
I'm just gonna start thinking about the game tonight. Devin Booker scoring 40. I'm all for it.
You think Devin Booker's gonna drop 40 tonight?
60.
What a way to steal the show, right? Like, just go ahead and steal the entire show.
Ross, can I do something that'll make me feel a little better?
Yeah, of course. Are you gonna do a tankathon spin? Is it?
I like to sit up there and say something that I've never said about an NFL team before. I mean, Atlanta Falcons might be the dumbest team.
I just needed to hear it real quick.
Outstanding.
Man, I just needed to hear it real quick. I have to think. I'm just, man. All right. Well, Ross, we're getting close. 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 6 minutes. Let's do a tankathon. Let's do a tankathon.
Let's do a tankathon, and then we'll do a mock too for the first couple of picks.
All right. Here we go. Tankathon, the final tankathon.
All right, here we go.
Oh God. The final tank.
Jeez. Oh, Dylan, man. Oh,
We're
man.
not doing tankathon.
It's terrible, dude. For those of you that are on the app and listening, that did not go well for Dylan. He did one spin in the first spin in which, and now this, okay, but here's a story about flying too close to the sun. Dylan Icarus himself in this situation, right? The first spin that he did, the Houston Rockets were not in the top 4. But the second spin that he did, the Houston Rockets had picked number 3, and he chose to be greedy and spin again what had to be 4 or 5 more times. And during that time, the Houston Rockets never showed up again in the top 4 of his tankathon. So you flew too close to the sun, man. Flew too close to the sun with your wax wings.
Man. Yeah, no, listen, I'm not, that is not what I needed.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're
Look
really
at
shook
this.
right now.
Wow, Ross, do you see the tankathon I just did on my screen? The one that I just did on my screen. Oh, I'm not sharing. Let me share. I just did this, by the way. This is the one I did.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. This is great.
This is the best of both worlds. This is a crazy jump.
This
is
big
a crazy. Yeah. This is my nightmare, having all of these teams jump up.
Oh yeah, right.
Because I would have to wait.
That means 3 teams jumped up into the top 4, and Houston was the only one to not get kicked out.
Yeah.
In this scenario.
That would be terrible for my nerves.
Yeah, that would be rough. And for the quality of stream, I hope this is exactly what happens. Like, I'm so sorry about your heart, but this is exactly what I hope happens.
Oh man!
That 3 teams all of a sudden aren't placed where they're expected. They're gonna jump up. You get to pick 5, and then it's not the Houston Rockets.
You know what I think would be the worst is if no team jumps up until pick 5, and then it's the Rockets. Because then I'll be feeling, all right. One team's gonna jump up. I wonder who it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not ready.
San Antonio has like the best chance to jump up. Is that right? Like, are they like 6th or top 4?
San Antonio's pick 12.
Oh, 12. Oh, wow. They're a little bit further down than I thought.
They have an 8% chance. The best team outside of the top 4 chance, Oklahoma City is pick 4. Cleveland is pick 5, but they actually have the same odds.
Right.
So Golden State at pick 6 with a top 4 protected pick from Minnesota. So Minnesota, if they jump into the top 4, they get their pick.
Makes sense.
Toronto's at 7. Chicago, their pick translates to Orlando unless they get into the top 4. Then Sacramento, New Orleans, Charlotte, San Antonio, Indiana, Golden State.
Golden State.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, buddy.
This is a lot. This is. I'm nervous. We're getting close. 2 minutes until the lottery starts. Well, like the lottery presentation starts too, because then we have to wait until they actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Right.
I just get it right now, please. Can someone just like help me out and just show it to me?
Yeah, right.
I'm talking about Shams.
There's an interesting conversation going on ESPN at the moment. How does the G League change your outlook on the NBA draft? You have two players in Jalen Green and Jonathan Kuminga who could be first rounders, who will be first rounders. Jalen Green potentially top 5 selection.
They're both top 5 selections.
They're both top 5,
but potentially
so you got 2 of them. Mm-hmm. So you got 2 of them that could potentially come through the G League. How does that affect stuff? Like as you go through, like knowing that the G League can provide that.
I like the G League route.
Me too.
It feels just the same as going to college. For a top player, if I was a top player, I'm going to the G League as opposed to college. Mm-hmm. Because you don't need the March Madness tournament to like get your name out there, do all that stuff.
That's exactly what I wanted to talk about, because going the college route can sometimes still come up short, right? Because you could end up essentially having this situation to where you are not really seen nationally if you don't make deep runs into March Madness. Mm-hmm. So it could still come up short, and you get paid, which is something that could potentially be changing right now anyway.
To be fair, who gets paid more, G League players or D1 athletes?
I'm going to bet the G League players will.
Yes. I don't know. Yeah, I'm fine. It doesn't. I'm not like one of those people like, oh, you went to the G League, I don't want you on my team. You know,
Right.
I don't feel like that would. I don't feel like that's a thing that'll happen.
Right.
If anything, I feel like coaches would like someone to go to the G League more.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's literally just a developmental league. Because, like, then again, the worst players in the G League are going to be better than the worst players in college. Mm-hmm. The bottom line's higher.
Yeah. All right. It is 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Okay. All right.
7:30 Central for Dylan. The stream on ESPN has officially changed from NBA Countdown to
NBA lottery.
NBA Draft Lottery. So here we are.
We're here. We did it. How do you feel?
I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
One way or another, I'm so excited for how this is here. Now, this is not going to start immediately, right? We're going to get some presentation stuff and talk a little bit about blah, 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 and whatever. And then we'll eventually finally get to the ping pong balls.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna be worrying until then.
Yeah.
Can we shout out Rachel Nichols real quick?
Always. Shout out Rachel Nichols real quick.
Whoop whoop.
I did it.
This is an interesting group of Hakeem Olajuwon, Ben Wallace, Anthony Edwards, our boy Ant.
Oh yeah. I love it. Oh,
3 teams had the best chance at a number 1 pick. Houston Rockets being one of them. Oh my
14% is best chance at the number 1 selection.
Yep. 3 teams have 14.5% chance. Don't remind me. They're pointing out the fact that the Rockets will lose the pick.
Oh yeah.
Unless it's in the top 4.
Yeah. As will the Oklahoma City Thunder if they end up outside the top 4 as well.
Yeah.
Oh no, they lose the pick to the Rockets lose the pick to the Thunder.
The Bulls lose the pick to the Magic unless the top 4.
Ooh, buddy. I'm so excited for you. And then of course the Timberwolves could lose their selection to the Warriors unless it's in the top 3. Mm-hmm. So they could be dropping out. And there's a chance for my guy Wes Goldberg over at Locked On Warriors to get his top 3 selection there.
All right. All right. I need. Okay. How long is this going to take? How long are we going to take? I need it to start. I'm not gonna know peace
Yeah,
until.
it'd be rough.
All right. Let's see. No, not that. I don't want that broadcast. Again, everybody coming in, be sure to type out the chat. We'll talk to you. You know, let's have some fun.
Okay, Tanola, you know what that means? Number 1 pick for the Pellies.
Okay, Tanola. Good one.
Make it happen. Make
Good
it
one.
happen.
Good one, Mr. Brendan Ertle. That's a funny one. I
Brendan
don't
Ertle.
need.
By
What?
the way, fantastic writer. One of our contributors over at Canal Street Chronicles. Shout out to Brendan. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Shout out to Brendan. Yeah, I don't know. Listen, I'm sorry, New Orleans people. Shout out to the Pels, but I'm a Rockets fan, and I need peace.
We do have to remember, too, that, like, a lot of New Orleans fans that were basketball fans before the Hornets made it back to New Orleans, or before there was basketball back in New Orleans, right? Before the Hornets made it to New Orleans, became Rockets fans, because really that's how it happened for you. And so there are a lot of people in Louisiana that are Rockets fans. There are a lot of people in Louisiana that are also New Orleans Pelicans fans. So there's a way for both of these sort of populations, I guess, to be pleased tonight. Right?
You know,
Like, there's a way
I'm
this all works
fine.
out.
I'm fine with the Pels getting in the top 4 as long as the Rockets don't drop out. But if
Yeah.
that Pels pick disappears from 10 and they jump into the top 4, I will then start to have an emotional breakdown.
Give yourself time. Give yourself time. Allow yourself grace.
Ross, this is all I've thought about today. I have not thought about anything else. I've read so much draft stuff today. I've watched so many scouting videos because I don't know what I'm doing when scouting basketball. I'm not that great at it, you know. I like basketball. I watch basketball. I know what to look for, but
Yeah.
I think I'm just extending the players that I want to make myself feel better about whatever happens.
Mm-hmm.
Ross, while we're waiting for this to start, something we can talk about. Would you want this in the NFL?
Oh yes, 1,000%. 1,000%. I would love to see this in the NFL. Right? Like something that deters.
Oh, look at the show.
deters
Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem the
Oh,
Dream.
Something that deters tanking, but then that also gives you an opportunity to have like another event, which we know the NFL is all about their events and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a big fan of all of this.
Yeah. Man. Hakeem Olajuwon has done so much for the Rockets franchise. We just need him to be there one more time. Can I say it's funny that these are the people that are there for the lottery, but the lottery order has already been selected. Like, it's not being selected right now.
Right. So people kind of already know.
Like, there are other representatives in. There are representatives, but it's not these people. Whenever the actual order is being selected, so the order has been selected. It's just sealed, and only one person knows it. So the picks have already been made. They're not being made live.
Right.
So it was like it was a Rocket. It was just a Rockets front office member that was there. It's not Hakeem Olajuwon, but Hakeem is bringing the spirit and
Yeah. And as you mentioned,
Divine.
it's a big day, right? Like it's an anniversary of them winning
their
their
first championship.
So
27 years ago today,
wow.
Hakeem Olajuwon led them. I don't know what Richard Jefferson is saying, but if it's not the Rockets have made it into the top 4, confirmed, leaked, I don't want to hear it. Picks revealed in 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes, Ross.
Oh, buddy.
And because I know, listen, I'm fine because they're gonna reveal the top. They're gonna reveal 14 to 5, and then there's gonna be a commercial break, and then the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to get through 14 and 5, and then I'll be happy. I'm gonna be fine with whatever happens between then. I'm fine wherever the Rockets land between 4-1. Obviously, everyone wants the first pick.
Right.
What
But
is
you're
your
kind of in, yeah?
What is your reaction if the Pelicans jump into the top 4?
I'll be pretty excited. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty excited.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I'll be like jump through the roof excited or jump around excited or anything like that, but I will be excited.
Now, what if they get the first pick?
I'll be pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about that. Also, Christmas put.
Always remember to put.
Oh man!
Shout out to Auntie Donna.
Shout out to Auntie Donna.
Getting us through this time.
That's right. Yeah,
Stress.
they were a big time pandemic comedy. That was a need. Cade Cunningham number 1, Evan Mobley number 2, Jalen Suggs number 3, Jalen Green number 4, Davion Mitchell number 5.
Ooh,
That's the
Davion
top
Mitchell is
5
the top 5 for
to
James
see-
Billis.
Love to see.
Can I
it.
just say, Davion Mitchell, the name and the fact that he also wears number 45, I've gone through this entire time thinking that he's related to Donovan Mitchell. Doesn't it seem like a thing that brothers would do?
I don't. Yeah.
Davion
potentially.
and Donovan and
Yeah.
the same number?
Yep,
I don't know.
I could see that. Oh, look,
his-
it's Evan Mobley and Davion Mitchell both live at the moment as well.
Oh, don't tease me with the people that are going to be showing these numbers. I need to show them. You have them in your hand. How many people know the lottery order? Is it just one? Ross,
I think you have to keep the numbers as small as possible. The more people that know, the less likely it stays contained. You know what I mean? Like, if there's a big difference between 5 people knowing and a person knowing.
It's got to be just one, right?
Yeah. Or 2. Like, I can see it being 2. That way you give each person someone to talk to about it so they don't, blather about it elsewhere or anything.
See, Ross, but then why wouldn't you just have 3 know and then just let me know right now so I don't have to think about it?
Yeah, it should be 2 people and Dylan Sanders.
Am I not a person anymore, Ross?
I'm just saying, it's like 2 people who could be whomever the officials are, and then no matter what, the third person is always Dylan Sanders.
I agree. I sign off on this decision. I'll take the lottery balls out of the machine or whatever. Houston Rockets, 14%. Or the people. I guess the front office members don't know because they wouldn't have like the celebration or whatever. I don't know how it goes. I don't know what happens.
Yeah.
I just want to know if we got a pick or not.
Yeah.
Because there's a big difference. We're gonna have a first round pick, but there's a big difference between 4 and 18.
Huge difference between 4 and 18.
I don't know. How does man? I want the lottery in the NFL. I've decided.
You don't want it?
I do want it. Imagine
do want
Saints. Imagine Saints Twitter getting ready for a lotto night.
God, I would love that so much. And it makes. I think it would make
I
the draft process.
I would turn everything off and just watch Adam and Ryan.
It would make like the entire draft process so interesting too, because then you would no longer be able to just sit down and say, this is like this bubble of players during, that might be available during this time. We would have no idea up until the lottery is done. The closer to the draft, the better, in my opinion, and everything. Like, I think it would be great.
I'm gonna go get like water or something. I'm thirsty.
Oh, Dylan's starting to fall apart already, y'all. We haven't even gotten to the first selection yet, like the 14th selection yet, and Dylan's already starting to dry up a little bit. He wasn't prepared like I am with my coffee. Thanks everybody for being here. Remember, if you're watching, we're going to be here live throughout the draft. Let us know wherever it is that you're watching, whether it's Periscope, Facebook, Twitch. Shay said Dylan can feel it in his gut. That's absolutely right. And let us know, your team, who you're hoping for, what you're hoping for, all of that as we get closer and closer to the lottery getting started. We're just a few minutes away from the announcement of the 14th pick. They'll probably go 14 through 5, commercial break, and then 5 through 1. And then, of course, it's Suns and Clippers game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. So it's going to be a ton of fun of NBA action this evening. So we're going to be looking forward to it. Remember, for Dylan here, who is a Rockets fan, he is very invested in where the Rockets are going to end up, because the Rockets are one of 3 teams who could lose their selection if it falls outside of the top 4. Of course, the Timberwolves could potentially lose their selection if it falls outside of the top 3. They would lose their selection to the Golden State Warriors. But for Dylan, what he's going to be most invested in here is whether or not the Rockets find themselves within the top 4. If they stay within the top 4, their pick is protected. They'll stay there. If they fall outside of the top 4, then the trade with Oklahoma City kicks in, and then they end up with the 18th selection. So that's what Dylan is going to be very invested in, watching how all of this plays out. You got your water? You're all good?
Yeah. I'm just joking. That was off of the bit.
Shay here. The Rockets can hang in the top 4. Dylan feels his soul aching and his heart breaking as the inevitable crawls in on him. All we can do as friends is remind him that he did this to himself. Shay going straight Bomani Jones at you, Dylan. Straight Bomani Jones at you. Oh boy. I absolutely love it. All right, here we are, just a few minutes away. Let's see here. Getting closer and closer. I need Dylan to see Shay's comment, and I need him to bring it up on screen, because that's a beautiful piece of poetry right there. I need you to see Shay's comment.
The Rockets can't hang in the top 4. Dylan feels his soul aching and his heart breaking as the inevitable cross on him. All we can do as his dear friends is remind him he did this to himself.
He went straight Bomani Jones on you.
Well, while I have you here, and while we have Shay listening, is being a Pelicans fan much better?
The only thing about it is that, like, we're not in this specific situation that you're in at this moment. Like, the expectation for any Pelicans fan is that they'll be 10 or 11. So if they are, great. If they're not, lanyap. Like, it's fantastic.
I'm just talking about in general. Is being a Pelicans fan any better than having an off season of dread, as opposed to knowing every season you're gonna be disappointed?
Well, I think it's because you expect it. Like, you come in with hope. Like, we come in with realistic expectations. You know what I mean? So I do think it's a little bit easier. I wouldn't say it's better, but I'd say it's easier to navigate.
Well, this has been the first season in a while.
Yeah, for real.
Where it's been bad to be a Rockets fan.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Shay's all about. I'll take an off season of fun. Plus, in 10 minutes, this could be the best off season I've ever had in my life.
It could be great. Like, yeah, that's the thing. Is like this isn't a sealed deal at any point. So we are 13 minutes away from the bottom of the hour, at which point the Western Conference Finals game 2 between the Clippers and Suns will begin. So sometime soon between now and then, we will see. I think we're about to get it. I think it's about to happen. Looks like Rachel Nichols is signing off at the moment. Yep.
All right, here we go.
Just a reminder, the Houston Rockets, Detroit Pistons, and Orlando Magic have the best chance at the number 1 overall selection with 14.5%. Oklahoma City, as well as the Cleveland Cavaliers, are at 11.5%, just outside of that.
All right, we're about to get the picks. Who else is around here that I know? Kobe Altman, the GM of the Cleveland Cavaliers, is in the middle of making a trade or something right now. Okay, all right.
Or he's just checking Twitter.
All right. I'm a little bit ahead of you, Ross.
Yeah, just a touch. Don't worry. All right, here we are. We're finally here. We're about to get the 14th overall
14th pick, Golden State Warriors.
All right.
Do you want me to spoil it? Do you mind?
No, I don't care. I don't care.
Okay. 13th overall pick is the Indiana Pacers.
Indiana
Wait.
Pacers.
Does that mean someone just jumped up? No, I don't think so. Now it's supposed to be the Spurs at 12. It's the Spurs at 12. No one's moving up, Ross.
Here we go. So then Pelicans probably at 10 then.
11.
Is what's most likely.
11. We have the Charlotte Hornets. The Pelicans it's either 10 or top 4.
It's 10. It's definitely 10. It's got to be 10.
The 10th overall pick in the draft is the New Orleans Pelicans.
New Orleans Pelicans. There you go. Okay, so far you're good.
Okay.
Not a lot. No teams jumping up at this point.
All right. All right. Number 9, the Sacramento Kings. I believe that is what it's supposed to be.
Here, let me go look at Tickathon right quick.
Number 8 is the Orlando Magic from the Chicago Bulls. No one has moved up yet.
Wow.
No one has
this
moved
is
up
going
yet.
very well for you so far.
No one has moved up. Number 7. Why are you stalling? The Golden State Warriors from the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Okay.
Is that supposed to? Oh, the Raptors jumped up. The Raptors jumped up into the top 4.
The Raptors have jumped up to the top 4 in that case. Yeah. So that's
Number
that's
7
important.
is that pick. All right. So one of the teams. Okay, the Raptors jump up. The Oklahoma City Thunder dropped to 6.
Oh, so then that means
Number 5. This is it.
All right. Here
This
we
is
go.
it. Get Kobe off the screen. The Cavaliers jump into the top 4. This is it. The pick is the Orlando Magic, the Raptors. Let's go! Oh my God! Thank you. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Oh my gosh. You got it.
Let's go!
You got it.
Oh my
Shout
God!
out to you, Dylan. You deserve it.
go.
You deserve it. Top four for the Houston Rockets. You also have the Toronto Raptors and the Cleveland Cavaliers jumping into the top 4. So as of right now, it's going to be Detroit, Houston, Cleveland, and Toronto, I believe. Is that right? That will be in the top 4?
Yes.
So pretty good.
Man,
so
wait.
far, so good.
Shout out to the Pistons. I'm happy for Pistons fans.
Yeah, because they got pick. They'll be in the top 4. They'll be in the top 4.
Yeah, happy for Toronto.
Uh-huh.
Obviously happy for Uzi. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, Ross! All of this is red. All of these tankathons.
Oof.
Oh
So
my goodness!
for those of us that are Pelicans fans that are here and involved in this, the good news is that it's the Houston Rockets and then 3 Eastern Conference teams
Yes.
within the top 4.
So you're
that's
going to have to
good
deal
news.
with one of these 4 players multiple times a year, or you won't see them. You'll only see them in the finals potentially.
Yeah.
My goodness! All right,
Man, I can't wait for you to go and rewatch that because, like, your voice that entire time, like Shay commented and said, I can hear the stress in your voice, Dylan. Like, yo, that was visceral.
Well, people know I didn't fake it.
Yeah, no, for real.
Oh,
I can't wait for you. I can't wait
goodness.
for you to be able to clip all of that, and it was because
It's getting
that is
tweeted out immediately after
Yeah,
this.
that's a genuinely very fantastic response.
Oh my God, I'm so happy. Not time to celebrate yet, though. There's another. We still don't know where they're picking. We
more.
could be in the top 4. Well, we are in the top 4.
We are in the top 4.
We keep our pick. We could end up with one of my 2 favorite players in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I've paid more attention to this draft than most. But I'm in a good mood. Good mood. Shout out to the Raptors though. They jumped up.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Raptors. I'm excited for my good friend Sean Woodley.
Because the Raptors are not. Well, they were not a terrible team this year. They just had a little. They were a little weird. Like their season was a little weird.
Yeah,
They're still not. They're not a bad team at all. And now they
No,
get to
not
add
at
a
all.
top 4 pick. That's awesome. Shea. I hope Mitchell falls to the 10, but if not, I really want the Pels to grab Kispert.
Yeah.
The Raptors deserve it. Amazing organization. I agree. Shout out to the Raptors. I'm happy for the Raptors.
Big old Fanny fan over here.
Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. I'm so happy. I'm about to be redoing a lot of excitement. Okay. Also, can we appreciate Swin Cash's reaction to
Oh
getting
my
the
god, it
10th
was
pick?
so good.
Oh man, I'm in a great mood.
Oh, I'm sure.
I am buzzing. Oh man, I feel great. There's been so much stress. Ooh. If the Rockets are at 3, what do you want them to do? Jalen Suggs all the way. It's Cunningham, Mobley, Suggs, Jalen Green. Easy for me. But I'm fine with all 4 of those players are going to be great.
Yeah.
All 4 of those players are going to be great. Man. Let's go. I'm excited.
Good.
Now, if the Rockets get number 2 and don't draft Evan Mobley, I'm still going to be sad. But Jalen Suggs is awesome. And
Yeah.
he's best friends with Paige Beckers. And you know what that means? Paige Beckers is going to be a Houston Rockets fan.
That's fair. So you kind of
So-
get 2 for 1 there. Mm-hmm. You kind of get 2 for 1.
I would buy a Paige Beckers Houston Rockets jersey.
I'll buy a Paige Beckers jersey. I don't even do jerseys.
I'm going to buy a Paige Beckers jersey.
I don't even do jerseys.
No matter what. Top 4 picks, Ross. We're here. We're going to find out the order of the top 4.
Let's go. It's all happening.
I think Cade Cunningham, Jalen Suggs, and Evan Mobley could all turn out to be like greats. Greats. And Jalen Green, but Jalen Green's like just a pure scoring machine, which the Rockets could use.
Yeah.
Toronto Raptors at pick 4. So the Rockets, pick number 3, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Pick number 3 is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Pick number two. I'm fine with either one, man. Houston Rockets, pick number 2. It's Evan Mobley. The Detroit Pistons get Cade Cunningham. Wow.
Yo,
let's go. Evan Mobley's going to be Houston Rocket, baby. Let's go.
Oh man. All right, hold on. So shout out to the shout out to the Detroit Pistons for getting the number 1 selection here. This is great.
Let's go. Welcome to Houston, Evan Mobley.
Man, that's huge. So the Detroit Pistons will now get Cade Cunningham, and we would expect at the moment Evan Mobley at pick number 2 overall to the Houston Rockets. And you're clearly pumped about that. What does Evan Mobley bring to the Houston Rockets?
Size, mobility, scoring, defense. Really, defense is going to be a big thing for him. He's going to be able to be, with the young core that we have right now, he's going to be able to be a defensive anchor. Because he's going to be able to. I like it because he's going to have what I really like about Evan Mobley. Sorry, I'm really excited.
No,
what I really
you
like
should
about
be.
Evan Mobley and what I think he can bring for a long time in the NBA, he has the size to defend the team's that are going to be stuck in stuck in the past, but like they're gonna have this. He's gonna have the size and ability to defend the bigger centers in the NBA. But also, he's still going to be able to have the speed and agility to keep up with like the Bam Adebayos,
Yeah.
the Onyeka Okongwus of the world.
Right. Oh boy.
Man, what a day!
Oh,
right.
somebody's at the front door. Turn it
All
up.
right, 1 second. They probably are just worried.
Time to party. Oh, yeah, because he's been yelling. Y'all, people might actually be showing up to check on Dylan. Dylan might have alerted his neighbors. He was so pumped and so excited that people might actually be worried about him because of all the yelling. That's hysterical. Also, mind your business, neighbors, you nosies. Oh, man, that's great. Dylan, so pumped, people think he's hurt. Well, I'm glad that we got to be here to do this, and that we got Dylan's live reaction on it. Coming up next over on, coming up next over on the over on ESPN as NBA action does continue through the evening. It's gonna be Game 2, Phoenix Suns, Los Angeles Clippers. It's gonna be great. Shea, yay, he deserves the excitement. He absolutely does. He absolutely does. Not at all condemning the excitement, but absolutely loving the fact that he might have alerted his neighbors to something like terrible.
My neighbors want to make sure that I'm not dead.
That really was? It really was? I love it so much. They're like, man, he's yelling a lot more than usual. I love it.
Oh, man.
What'd you
It was
tell
all
them?
good. They weren't upset or anything. They just were,
Yeah.
I just told them, NBA fan, my team just got the second pick. It's cool. And they're like, okay.
And you're like wearing your Rockets cap and everything too. Like, nothing to see here. Everything's fine. It's all good.
I live in a neighborhood of a bunch of old people, so they're just like, okay.
Nosy
Nosy
neighbors.
old people. Listen, I appreciate them wanting to make sure I'm not dead, but
Absolutely, but mind your business.
mind your business. All right. All right.
Oh, I love it. I'm so excited for you, Dylan. You deserve this. You deserve this. You've worked very hard to get to this point.
I've put so much effort in. It's good to get something back out of it.
Oh,
I'm in such a good mood.
good.
I'm such a good mood. Woo. And shout out to Detroit. I'm happy for Detroit. Now Kofi of Secret Base SB Nation is going to have to eat all of the hot one sauces. Man. I'm in a good mood. I'm happy. I'm in a good mood, and that's about it. Ross, what is your immediate reactions to this draft lottery?
I mean, for me, the thing that makes the thing that stands out for me immediately, of course, is my excitement for you. But the Pelicans getting the 10th overall selection, I think is great. It gives them an opportunity to be in play for exactly what they need still, which might not be like a top 4 prospect, but a shooter, a wing, somebody that they could add and put around Point Zion moving forward. Now you just hope that whoever they bring in as the new head coach is able to actually like make all of this work. But
Now I got Lakers fans in my mention saying how no Cade. I don't care. I got Mobley.
Oh, by Lakers fans, I imagine you
Yes.
mean Hayden.
Yeah. I just refer to him as Lakers fans.
Yep, he is Lakers fans. That is for certain.
Personified.
Yep. But no, I mean that's the first thing that stands out for me. We'll have to bring Jackson Gatlin back to talk a little bit about the selection. We should bring Jake Madison on to talk a little bit about that. And if we can, I'd love to get Ku Khalil, who hosts Locked On Pistons. Fantastic host. Love to get him on to talk a little bit about what this means for the Pistons franchise, because it's good news for the Pistons for certain.
Yeah. It has to be good. It has to be good.
Yeah.
Right? Oh man. I am so excited. That's about it. That's all I can really say. Listen, I was clear. I wanted 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
wanted
you
either.
you were fine with either one. You were pretty comfortable with anybody in the top 4, to be honest.
Yes.
Like, obviously, Cade Cunningham was like best possible scenario, but you were very clear that Evan Mobley is somebody that you've been warming up to, and you kind of had near the same tier. Mm-hmm. You mentioned it earlier today. Actually, we were on the phone, and you were like, "They're pretty close for me at this point."
Yeah. And it's true. I really like Kevin Mobley as like the future of the NBA center. Like he feels like he's going to be in the middle of both, but like the best of both worlds, I think. Mm-hmm. And this does mean it's going to be interesting to see if he can play alongside Christian Wood.
Yeah. And we kind of talked about that with Jackson yesterday when he came to visit us to kind of preview the lottery and what it might mean. Like, having the two of them, it's a pretty good front court. Mm-hmm. And you made a good point that even though this is a team that likes to play small and you add size with a guy like Evan Mobley has the athleticism to play to where you're not losing anything by not having all of the smaller guys out on the court. Mm-hmm. Which I think is a good fit.
Yeah, I'm excited. Listen, that's all I can think about. That's all I really can think about.
Yeah,
that's all it really is. Shout out to Toronto.
Shout out to Toronto getting into the top 4 and getting the 4th overall selection. Shout out to the Cavs for getting into the top 4 as well, getting the number 3 overall selection, which might be Jalen Suggs would make the most sense there at number 3 to them.
Yes, it'll be. I think it's gonna go. I think it's gonna go Cade, Mobley, Suggs, Green. Mm-hmm. Of that, I think it's gonna go that order. But man, Evan Mobley,
buddy, you did it. Mm-hmm. You got here.
I did it.
Oh man! All right, should we wrap it up and then we'll be back tomorrow with at our usually scheduled time?
Yes.
That sounds good.
I'm excited. Oh, wait. Yes, we should be.
Yep. All right. Congratulations to you. First and foremost, here we are. Pick number 2 overall. We'll be talking more about what the NBA draft looks like as we move forward. And of course, we'll go ahead and recap this Clippers and Suns game tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be right here live across all of our platforms and on Full Press Radio and Full Press Coverage app. Dylan, how you feeling, man? Closing words for you.
Go Rockets.
Go Rockets. There you go. All right, y'all. We'll be back with you tomorrow here. Dylan and Ross Save Sports for Dylan Sanders at Dilly Sanders on Twitter. I'm Ross Jackson at Ross Jackson Nola on Twitter. That's Shay. Thanks for being here, everybody. Y'all have a good one.